This is how you're generally going to be presented with a problem. It may not come to you in this form, but this is the pertinent information. Given that L is a point 0.72 and Q another point 5, -8. So they've given you 2 points. 2 points define a line. Now they're speaking about it as line LQ. So they ask for 3 things. Find the length of LQ. Obviously that's a line going from 0.72 to 5, -8. Midpoint, obviously that's the midpoint of that line. Slope. 2 things I want you students to do that's going to help you with your problem. First thing is label points. I'm going to label this as point 1. That would make 7x1, and it's going to make 2y1. I'm going to label Q as point 2. That makes this x2 and -8y2. Could I have labeled L as point 2 and Q as point 1? Yes, and it would make 0 difference. Okay? The order of the labeling does not make a difference. It's the consistency. Okay. The length formula is, for number 1, it's equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 to the second power plus y2 minus y1 to the second power. This is why the labeling is so important. I've skipped over something else that's very important. It's more important when it comes to the midpoint and the slope, not so much the length, and that is plotting the points. Let's do the substitution. Once you've chosen the correct formula, the formula for length, it's just a matter of substitution. What is x2? Oh, that's 5 minus 7. That squared to the second power times itself. That's what squared means. What's y2? Oh, it's -8. What's y1? It's 2. That squared. I'm not going to evaluate this. I'm stopping here. You can do the subtraction and multiplication. I'm stopping here because the very least every student should be able to do is put the numbers in the right place. Okay? This is what's going to keep us consistent in math and do well. Putting numbers in the correct place. This we will evaluate later to find the number, so an student can do that to the side. So that's number 1. Number 2, the midpoint calculation. The midpoint calculation is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, because it's a x value, and then a y value, y1 plus y2 divided by 2, comma. Where do we go? We go back to the initial labeling to find out what x1 and x2 are. That's 7 and 5. So we say this has to be 7 plus 5 divided by 2. For the y1 and y2, again, we look up here. y1 is 2, y2 is -8. So it's 2 plus, -8 divided by 2. Again, that evaluation is going to give you the answer. Right now, what's our focus? Putting things in the correct place faithfully. If a student is able to follow the directions of the formula, they will get everything right. In the little space that we have here, I'm going to put in the slope formula. 3, that's equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. What's y2? It's -8. So that's -8 minus what's y1? It's 2. Divided by what's x2? It is 5. What is x1? x1 is 7. Okay. My camera was off as I was writing these. This is what needs to be evaluated. Okay. What I've focused on is the substitution. In our next step, we will evaluate these 3 things. Those numbers are in the right place for the length. These numbers are in the right place for the midpoint, and this number is in the right place for the slope. Okay?